top stories. Body found in Nevis. Vaccination rollout continues in Sandy Point. And Chief Medical Officer assures availability of vaccine doses. The details on these stories and more after the break.
In your formative years, we were there. When you got the good news and the bad, we were right there with you. Through all your great adventures, we were always right by your side. Now that life has thrown us a curveball, we are still here. And as we navigate this difficult period, the SKCCU will continue to be there for you and your family to help you through. We will assist you in safely and efficiently accessing your funds through our digital platforms, online banking, mobile banking, ATMs, and even our drive-through services. We can get through this together with responsible financial decisions by making food and medication a priority, practicing proper hygiene, maintaining social distancing, and constant prayer.
We're here for you.
We're still here.
We will get through this together.
SKCCU will continue to be your financial partner for life.
Use BioCare Lab Strong Ends products to supercharge your hair with deep lasting hydration from nature's most amazing moisturizers, raw moisturizing honey, and conditioning shea butter. These ingredients pull moisture from the hair to boost, strengthen, and restore the oldest and weakest parts of your hair, your ends, helping to keep them stronger. Wow, beautiful hair. Strong Ends. Dry, damaged, breaking hair and no hair growth? Strong Ends? Whoa! I'm not cutting this hair for anything. Weak, thinning edges due to weaves and braids. Strong Ends? Longer and free of split ends. Get supercharged from roots to end with BioCare Lab's Strong Ends Honey and Shea Butter Infused Relaxer and Hair Growth Product. Available retail at CNC Superfoods on the Bay Road and wholesale at CNC Trading on the CAP Southwell Industrial Park. Telephone 465-4081.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Berridge. The police on Nevis are investigating the discovery of a dead body on Tuesday. According to a police report, sometime after 4 p.m. on Tuesday, the police responded to a report which led them to discover the motionless body of a man along a bay at Bath Village. The deceased has been identified as 40-year-old Vian Sutton of Stony Hill. The district medical officer visited the scene and pronounced him dead. An autopsy will be performed to determine the exact cause of death. Personnel from the Forensic Services Unit visited and processed the scene. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. The police are asking anyone who might have information about the incident to call the Violent Crimes Unit on Nevis at 469-5269 or 663-5414, the Charlestown Police Station at 469-5391, or the nearest police station. Health officials in Sandy Point are stepping up educational efforts in the community as the vaccine rollout campaign continues across the island. Mervyn Thompson tells us more.
Community education is now the goal of the Sandy Point Health Center as vaccination efforts continue in the area. Community nurse manager Nisa Tyson spoke with ZIZ News on Wednesday about the educational efforts taking place.
My goal is to educate and encourage. I do educate a lot, especially for those persons who are diabetic, hypertensive, those are at a higher risk. And we educate those especially. We educate everybody. But for those, we encourage them to come, and they have been very cooperative with us. They've been coming. Most of our diabetic has come, and the hypertensive. So like the family planning clinic where we have the women, we encourage the women to come. Some come out already, some has not. But we are educating, we are going out in the field and telling people and educating in every way possible we can.
She said there has been an equal turnout in varying age groups wishing to get inoculated, and elderly patients in particular, are excited and have been asking numerous questions about the vaccine.
Patients been coming, they've been cooperative. We have mixed, we have a number of young adults, younger adults, and also some older folks. But the patients has been cooperative, they have been coming, they have been very excited, they want to be vaccinated. They ask a lot of questions, we answer as much as we can, and we educate them accordingly. And some people will ask, "Nurse, if I drink alcohol, I could come and take it? I could drink after?" Question like that. Some people who have heart disease, they will ask you, "Nurse, me a heart patient, you know. They say you have blood clot, what should I do?" So we ask them, go to your doctor, get advice from your doctor, come with a referral letter from your doctor to say, hey, this patient is clear, they can have the vaccine. That's the way we go about doing it.
Vaccinations are administered on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and patients are asked to book their names in advance. A follow-up call on the day of the appointment is provided. Reporting for ZIZ News, I'm Mervan Thompson.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws says the Federation will have enough doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine to cover the target number of patients over the next few months. During the Prime Minister's press conference on Tuesday, Dr. Laws said the current batch of 20,000 doses will be enough to be administered up to when the next batch arrives in the next few weeks.
With this first batch that we would have received, we are targeting 10,000 individuals, and in so doing we are ensuring that the 10,000 persons would be able to get their second dose. And then the COVAX facility, we would have received a letter recently that in terms of our allotment of 21,600, we are going to receive it in 3 tranches, so 7,200 within another week or two, and then in April and in May we are going to receive 7,200 until we would have received the 21,600. And so with each batch we will be targeting the exact number of individuals, and we would make sure that their second dose is available. So no, we won't run out of doses.
Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris says in the meantime he has been meeting with OECS heads to secure more vaccines for vulnerable countries in the region, as larger nations around the world are reportedly hoarding vaccines.
I urge increased advocacy and action to ensure that small island developing states like St. Kitts and Nevis and other member states of the OECS and the wider CARICOM concentric circle are not disadvantaged. It was reported that 76% of all vaccine have been secured by the 10 richest countries. I propose that vaccines should be distributed to those countries most in need and on account of vulnerability. At the meeting of the OECS heads, Dr. Tedros agreed to undertake specific outreach to secure more vaccines for our vulnerable region.
The Prime Minister urged everyone to get the vaccine immediately while it is readily available. Vaccinations are being done at all clinics beginning at 1 p.m. on weekdays and from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturdays at Newtown, Bastyr, Tabernacle and St. Paul's Health Centers. As the nation's roll-up to roll-out vaccination campaign continues, we now take a look at the latest vaccination report. After the break, government addresses severance payment delays and 4 bills for second reading in National Assembly on Thursday. Stay with us.
Want to get away? Now you can.
Stop
standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your national bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
Here are your Horses Value Mart IGA Value Club Blue Tag specials from March 14th through 28th. Post honey bunches of oats, $9.99. Essential everyday pastas, $3.49. Essential everyday box drink, 10-pack, $9.99. Arm & Hammer laundry detergent, $24.99. IGA single roll paper towel, $4.99. Quaker oatmeal, $10.99. And now introducing our very low weekly value deal. Kingfish steaks, $11.99 per pound. Chicken leg quarters, $12.99 per 10-pound bag. Extra detergent, $18.99. IGA vegetable oils, $8.99. Rika juices, $3.99. Libby's Vienna sausages, just $1.99. Turkey drumsticks, $1.99 per pound. Shop smart, shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a Value Mart.
Get ready for an exciting year with Flow Broadband and TV connecting you at home. Sign up now and get a free Samsung tablet worth over $900. Up to 100 megabits per second blazing internet will keep everyone on top of everything every day. While Flow TV delivers the best home entertainment with the latest shows on demand in HD plus favorites you can record. Visit your nearest Flow store today to sign up for Flow Broadband and TV and get your free Samsung tablet. Conditions apply.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Welcome back. With an unprecedented number of claims being made against the Severance Payment Fund in the last year alone, the government is taking steps to make the processing of these claims more efficient. During his most recent press conference, Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris said the concerns of many regarding delays in the processing of their severance claims have been discussed at length by his government at recent cabinet meetings. The reasons advanced by the Labour Commissioner for the delays include the unprecedented number of persons, some 2,839 persons, who have submitted severance claims as a result of COVID-19. Moreover, the unprecedented volume of records to be processed, the failure of employers to paying their contributions to the severance fund, and discrepancy in data were identified as the other reasons for the delays.
At yesterday's meeting of the Cabinet, it was decided to expedite the processing of claims by recruiting additional workers on a temporary basis. An additional work shift will also be implemented, and further support will be made available to the Labour Department. We are determined that notwithstanding the practice of not giving support to claims for which no payment had been made into the fund, the government, out of compassion, would honor all claims, even where the employer has not paid over his contribution to the severance fund.
According to the Prime Minister, there are millions of dollars outstanding as a result of unpaid contributions to the severance fund by employers.
The Social Security Board will commence legal action against delinquent employers. I want to encourage those delinquent employers to make payment plans with the Social Security and save themselves the embarrassment and expense of a court trial.
Dr. Harris added that his government will also provide an advance payment to persons whose claims have not yet been processed to allow them to meet their most urgent needs. The latest figures show that the federal government has paid out $23.8 million in severance payments to date. 4 bills will get a second reading when lawmakers meet for National Assembly on Thursday at 10 a.m. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris will move the second reading of Gaming Control Bill 2021 and amendments to the Income Tax Bill and Companies Bill 2021. Additionally, Minister of Foreign Affairs Honorable Mark Brantley will move the second reading of an amendment to the Civil Aviation Bill. National Assembly will be broadcast live on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM and participating radio stations. It can also be viewed live on TV Channel 5 in St. Kitts and Channel 98 in Nevis. It will also be streamed live at www.zizonline.com. Copies of bills can be found on the website www.sknis.gov.kn of the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service under the section Bills. Achieving herd immunity in a population is important for the collective response to viruses and their ability to mutate, which can severely affect lives and livelihoods. This fact was expressed and discussed on Monday night's return of Healthwise, a collaborative show between ZIZ and the St. Kitts and Nevis Medical and Dental Association. With questions surrounding the strength of the vaccines, panelist Dr. Felix Toka spoke to the efficacy of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, noting that the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has rated the vaccine as 79% effective and 100% effective in preventing hospital stays.
Are we at risk for having received Oxford AstraZeneca based on what you know of the vaccines so far?
I would like to say that we are not at a disadvantage at all. In fact, Dr. Vandenplas was just giving some statistics about the new findings coming out of FDA in the U.S. As we know, AstraZeneca has come a little bit later, but it has been worked on, and we know that at least 79% efficacy has been reported, and 100% in reducing hospitalizations. So we are not at a disadvantage. We have received, I think, a vaccine that is just as efficacious as the others.
Coronaviruses, which have been studied for about 30 years, are increasing the way in which they bond to human cells, thereby increasing their adaptability to humans, a phenomenon known as mutation, according to panelist Dr. Suvik Ghosh. Because of this, herd immunity is important, said Dr. Toka.
If we, let's say, have the population, about 80% of it vaccinated, 80% are immune, that means we can protect now those that cannot get a vaccine for various reasons. For example, children that are not being vaccinated because these vaccines have not yet been studied in this age population. And those that have allergies to components of the vaccine, they cannot be vaccinated. And people with different medical conditions. If we can stop the virus from spreading amongst the vaccinated population, then we can protect those who are not vaccinated. That's really why we are striving to get this herd immunity. Let's get as many people as possible immune to this virus, and then we can protect the rest of our country.
The show, which airs on Mondays, was moderated by Dr. Al Pierre, Vice President of the Association. He was joined by Drs. Suvik Ghosh and Michelle Vandenplas. And finally, on the local scene, residents of East Bastia and surrounding areas were treated to a spa day on Saturday at the Newtown Community Center through the courtesy of the East Bastia Young Pamans. Patrons of the spa day were treated to services including hairdressing, manicures, pedicures, massages, and facials. Chairperson of the East Bastia Young Pamites, Faith Henry, said the group wanted to give back to the community.
We are hosting a camp there today at the Newtown Community Center. Right now we are very satisfied with the outcome of it. We're just trying to give back to the community.
Angela Cornelius commended the group for taking care of the persons in their area in this way.
Thanks to the young Pamites of East Bastia for having this fund there, this party for the people. Even though I'm not from East Bastia, I'm taking full advantage. God bless East Bastia. Continue doing what the good people of East Bastia is doing. Okay? Because people like me who can't afford to get a pedicure, I mean, this is a spa, this is a treat for me. My birthday come early and my Christmas is here early. East Bastia, I salute you.
The East Bastia Spa Day on Saturday was made possible through the collaborative efforts of the East Bastia Young Pamites and the executive arm of the East Bastia PAM Group. Coming up in regional news, Grenada signs Sputnik v COVID-19 vaccine deal. The details when we come back.
If you have a dream, what are you waiting for? The Development Bank has what you need and more. We aim to build stronger communities. That's why we have so many opportunities. Business loans, student loans, we make a positive difference in your life, in your life, in your life, in your life, yeah. Financing your dream home, we make a positive difference in your life, in your life, in your life, in your life, yeah. Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis. We make a sustained positive difference in your life.
Horsewords Building and Nevis Centers are making lawn and garden easy! Come to Horsewords Building and Nevis Center now and get 25% off school-wide on our entire lawn and garden department. Yes! For the months of February and March, Horsewords Building Center and Nevis Center is making improving your lawn and garden easy with 25% off all garden supplies, garden equipment, garden accessories, including weed eaters, lawnmowers, and much more. Get 25% off all lawn and garden items happening now at Horsewords Building Center in St. Kitts and Nevis. Horsewords Building and Nevis Centers, making home improvement easy.
Back in 2018, I ran into some conflict with the law, which led me to being in a rehabilitation center. While I was there in the beginning, I thought all hope was lost. But then I found myself being engaged in a lot of rehabilitation programs and skill-based activities, making better use of my time, and then I started getting back some hope and began moving forward. Before I got into the rehabilitation center, I had some issues. I used to pray for something better in my life, and something better has come. Maybe not in the best way expected, but my life has changed for the better. In the rehabilitation center, I learned a lot of things that I use in my life today, like barbering and business skills. Today I am looking forward to being an independent barber, using my business skills while I continue to do skills training. We all deserve a chance for change.
Give our children a chance for change through diversion, rehabilitation, and reintegration. This message is brought to you by the USAID OECS Juvenile Justice Reform Project 2, funded by the United States Agency for International Development. For more information, log on to oecs.org/JJRP.
Kids, lunch ready? On time.
We know life can be hectic. TBC Insurance will worry about your insurance coverage. Switch for peace of mind and one less worry.
Money, money, money.
And we're moving now to news on the regional scene. Grenada has signed a Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine deal with the Russian Direct Investment Fund to distribute 1 million doses of the vaccine for the CARICOM region. More in this report.
Minister for Health Nicholas Steele has announced a cooperation agreement designed to facilitate the registration and distribution of the Sputnik V coronavirus vaccine in Grenada and the Caribbean community through the Russian District Investment Fund. As part of the agreement, the parties agreed to organize the initial supply of up to 1 million doses of the vaccine to the region under the authorization from the RFID and the Institute. Grenada will serve as a local centralized distribution point in the region and undertake the logistics and regulatory approval for the vaccine. Sputnik was developed by Russia's National Research Institute of Epidemiology and Microbiology for COVID-19. The Sputnik V vaccine has been registered in more than 50 countries, and as of February 21st, vaccination with Sputnik V has started or is starting in more than 20 countries besides Russia. Minister Steele says the vaccine will be introduced to the island.
What we have in the stream that will quite likely be the next set would be the Sputnik and Sinopharm vaccines. We will have another shipment down the road of AstraZeneca, but in between there will be shipments of Sputnik and Sinopharm, which is also not just us but all of the OECS and CARICOM countries as well are following that. That is part of the same COVAX WHO facility.
At present, Grenada has recorded 9,503 persons vaccinated so far with the AstraZeneca vaccine, a number that the Minister of Health is not pleased with. He said at this rate, Grenada will vaccinate a reasonable size of its population in 9 months. Minister Steele gave an update on Grenada's current COVID-19 status.
We currently have 3 active cases of COVID-19 in Grenada. All 3 persons are travel related, have recently come into Grenada. They're all in quarantine, 2 from the United States, 1 from Jamaica. That brings our total to 155 positive cases in Grenada. We also currently have 252 people in quarantine, which is travel-related quarantine. They will remain there until medically cleared.
The minister was speaking at government's weekly post-cabinet briefing. For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
In Guyana, another prisoner has escaped while receiving medical attention and while being guarded by prison officers. Here's more from Travis Chase.
Convicted fraudster Muhammad Ali escaped from the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation sometime between Friday and Saturday last, and the officers who were guarding him are being grilled on Ali's disappearance. Prison Director Acting Nicklon Elliott, in confirming the incident, told Nightly News that Ali was taken to the GPHC after he attempted suicide behind bars by swallowing a razor blade. Elliott said that his officers reported to him on Saturday that Ali could not be found. The prison director said that officers are in contact with Ali's family and close friends as they seek his whereabouts. Ali is on remand for defrauding a businessman of over $2 million in phone credit by impersonating former Minister of Public Health Valda Lawrence. The charge against Muhammad Ali states that between October 5, 2018 and October 10, 2018 at Georgetown, with intent to defraud, he obtained $2.1 million in phone credit from Julius Belgrave by falsely pretending he was former Minister Valda Lawrence. Ali was previously convicted and jailed for 6 years for impersonating former First Lady Sandra Granger and taking money from women by promising them scholarships. Ali's father, Azad Ali, called Shamir, is also charged with the same offense. He allegedly took $2.1 million in phone credit from a man by pretending to be former Minister Valda Lawrence. Prison officials say that they are trying their best to recapture the serial fraudster. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Coming up, Colombian government apologizes to journalist who was tortured. The details when we come back.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
I took the vaccine because I want the in-person audience experience at Sugar Mass 50.
I took the vaccine because I want to be performing with all my people on Ultra Truck this year for Carnival.
I get vaccinated because I want to be on the road for Sugar Mass 50.
The reason I chose to be vaccinated because of my profession as an entertainer was to have a safer Boyton Carnival.
I am DJ Flame and I got vaccinated because I want Sugar Mass 50 to be greater than ever.
I took the vaccine because I miss entertaining thousands of people and I miss hosting my own events. See you at Sugar Mass 50. Boom.
Get vaccinated quickly to turn up Sugar Mass 50.
Welcome back. The Colombian government has apologized to a journalist who was kidnapped, tortured and raped while reporting on the country's civil war in 2000 in international hearings at the Inter-American Court of Human Rights. Al Jazeera's Alessandro Rampieti reports from Bogota, Colombia.
It took the Colombian government 20 years to recognize part of the state's responsibility in the case of Ginette Bedoya. The Colombian journalist was abducted, tortured and raped while investigating an armed trafficking network between paramilitaries and Colombian state officials in 2000.
A nombre del Estado colombiano.
In the name of the Colombian state, I recognize our international responsibility for the failings of the judicial system that did not realize a worthy penal investigation for the victim, and I offer an apology to Ginette Bedoya for the damage it caused.
Ginette Bedoya has campaigned for 2 decades to bring her attackers to justice. For her, the government's acknowledgement is another slap in the face.
This is a case where part of the evidence has been lost, where my mother and I have constantly been threatened, where witnesses have been threatened and killed, and where to this day those who threaten me say I will be raped again. A full apology requires recognizing that these cases are not investigated at all, and the state offers no support to women who suffer the worst possible violence.
Bedoya was kidnapped in front of police officers on May 25, 2000 by a group of right-wing paramilitaries outside a prison in Bogota and then tortured and raped for 16 hours before being abandoned on the side of a road.
She says prison guards and the police were involved and an army general and a police chief were behind the attack, among others. Her captors at the time told her the assault was a direct message to the press.
The case has long lagged in Colombia's justice system, while Bedoya has become the symbol of all women and journalists fighting against impunity in the country.
Attacks on journalists and women continue, just like 20 years ago. Impunity remains higher than 98% in these cases, so it's very difficult to believe the state when it says it's committed in the fight on crimes against journalists and women, when clearly it is not the case. These are not failings of a particular moment in time, they are structural.
Además, reitero, 3 former paramilitaries have been convicted for the attack recently, but none of the masterminds, and now the case reached the Inter-American Court for Human Rights. The court's decision, which is definitive and unappealable, is expected in November and could set a precedent for thousands of journalists and victims of sexual violence hoping to see justice prevail. Alessandro Rampieti, Al Jazeera, Bogota.
A sports stadium in India collapsed in seconds, and the police have reported more than 100 people were injured. Here's more.
It was a frightening scene at a sports stadium in India as a spectator stand collapsed in seconds. Dozens of people fell as the stand seemed to vanish from sight. Police reported more than 100 people were injured when the temporary structure gave way. There was a moment of shocked hush before people ran to help. First responders worked to free a man whose leg was trapped in the structure. At least 20 people with more serious injuries were taken to hospitals. It happened in the city of Suryapet in the Indian state of Telangana. The crowd was gathered for the Junior National Kabaddi Championship. Kabaddi is a team contact sport popular in South Asia. Its origins date back many centuries. The championship was held amidst rising COVID-19 case numbers in the area. Police said they would be investigating the cause of the accident.
Up next in sport, St. Kitts defeats Puerto Rico in CONCACAF qualifier, and the National Bank Senior League continued on Tuesday. Stay with us.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
First up in sports, St. Kitts national men's football team has defeated Puerto Rico 1-0 in their World Cup qualifiers in Puerto Rico on Wednesday afternoon. The game remained at 0-0 for much of the first half until Vince-Roy Nelson managed to find the back of the net in the 42nd minute, scoring the lone goal of the game for St. Kitts. The next game in the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers will be on Saturday at 7 p.m. versus Bahamas in the Bahamas. The National Bank Senior League continued on Tuesday at Basketball City with 2 games. In the first game, ASC Wolfpack defeated Fire and Rescue Firestorm 61-51. For Wolfpack, Calvert Doer made 15 points and 6 rebounds. Akion Stevens 15 points, 11 rebounds. Zion Hector 8 points, 2 assists and 3 steals. For Firestorm, Simba Hanley made 12 points, 17 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 blocks. Leroy Martin 10 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists, and Makimba Fai 11 points and 5 rebounds. In the second game, Ghetto Woods defeated Newton Ground Blazers 62-56. For Ghetto Woods, Scotty Tyson made 20 points and 20 rebounds. Donald Keynes 15 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 steals, and Ashawn Walwyn 9.7 rebounds. For Newton Ground, James Eddy made 13.17 rebounds and 2 blocks, Kareem Gerald 6 points, 20 rebounds and 3 steals, and Kaiton Blake 11 points and 2 steals. The league continues on Thursday at 7 o'clock with one game when Blueprint Construction St. Paul's Tough Knot take on Atiba Harris St. Peter's Runners. And that's it for sports. When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, wants to alert the public about fake Facebook and social media accounts that are circulating. These sites may look genuine, but they're not. These fake sites may use the Prime Minister's photo and name, but their only intention is to spread misinformation through false and scandalous information. Some of these pages are scams and will attempt to dupe you out of money. Do not trust them. You can find the real Prime Minister Harris on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching for his official handle, which is @PMHarrisKN. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages that claim to be the Prime Minister's but do not have PM Harris KN right after the / are fake accounts. These should be reported to the respective social media sites. You can also report fake social media accounts to presssec@gov.kn. That's PRESSEC@gov.kn. Facebook has verified Prime Minister Harris's official page by placing a white check mark inside a blue circle next to the Prime Minister's name, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris. This blue circle appears just above @PMHarrisKN. Also, be alert. If the person claiming to be either the Prime Minister or another government official asks you for money through instant messenger, direct message, or any other means, this is a scam and not a real charity. This public service announcement was produced in order to help you be an informed social media user. Protect yourself and help spread the message.
And we're wrapping up with a recap of the top stories. Body found in Nevis. Vaccination rollout continues in Sandy Point. And Chief Medical Officer assures availability of vaccine doses. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Verage. Bye.